Hi, welcome to my podcast, Talking Travel with Wendy. I travel the globe interviewing really cool people in small hospitality and tourism businesses. Join me today at Mountain Lake Lodge in Pembroke, Virginia, where I'm talking with Megan Simpson, Director of Marketing, and my friend and travel advisor, Vicki Turbach. You can find more at my website, www.travelwithwendy.net. And remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Welcome. Today we are here talking travel with Wendy. I'm here with Megan Simpson, Marketing Director of Mountain Lake Lodge in Pembroke, Virginia. And we're so excited. My friend Vicki Turbach of Travel by Vicki is here as well. And we're going to chat about this lovely outdoor recreational mountain lake resort facility. I'm so happy to be here.
Good.
Thanks for joining.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you guys could come visit.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're having a great time. Everybody here has been phenomenal. Customer service, I can't give you a high enough grade on customer service. Everybody's been so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, everybody who's here absolutely loves working here. So
check out the pictures on our vlog because you'll see some personal connections we've made, and you definitely want to give them shout outs when you come visit. So Megan, tell us a little bit about the history of Mountain Lake.
We did get started in the early 1800s. No?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I can't believe that. Like early 1800s, it was. America was still trying to get settled.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
about
that I know this.
But yeah, so we've been around since the early 1800s. It's been great. There's been always some sort of an iteration of a lodge here. Obviously, the main stone lodge was only actually built the mid-1900s, so it's been through a lot of changes. We were actually part of a convalescent home for Civil War soldiers, as they were getting better, because the war happened. Yeah. One of the battles happened not too far away from here.
Wow, that's cool. Wow. And then over the years, I read in the history book.
Yep.
I really like that. Family from Texas?
Yes, so we are currently owned by the Mary Moody Northern Foundation, and they are based out of Galveston, Texas. Her dad was a banker in Galveston, and he bought us as kind of like a family resort for them to kind of get away, and then they returned it back into the hotel. Yeah. Their suite when she stayed here was always room 100.
Oh, excellent. So she stayed in the main lodge?
She did.
Okay, and how many cabins do you guys have?
We have quite a few. So the ones on Historic Row were actually all kind of modeled after, or still are, like kind of the original ones that people leased land and built the cabins.
Really?
And owned them for about 15 years. And then they kind of reverted back to Mountain Lake Lodge property. And so they all still have the original names. Virginia was built and was named Virginia. And same with those. And then the homes in Blueberry Ridge are actually built kind of more modern homes. Like they have washers, dryers, they have full kitchens. The only thing you're missing up here is air conditioning.
So were those built mostly in the 50s and 60s? Yeah, okay, cool. I know that there was a big insurgence in America during that time to have fresh mountain air and lake experiences to get away from the hustle and bustle. So do you think that people from Washington, D.C. and Richmond, Virginia were like, we're going to go to the mountains for the weekend and get some...
Absolutely. Like, obviously, being from marketing, I know that some of our biggest customer bases are actually out of the D.C. and Philadelphia area. So people are, even to this day, you know what, we got to get away to the mountains, got to get away from the city. We want that fresh air. So,
back in the 1800s, early 1900s and the 50s, would you say that people came just for the weekend, or was it more like a summer
So they
retreat?
were actually coming more for like week long. Like it was rare for us to have stays that were shorter than 7 days back then. Now we do still have quite a few that'll come for like routinely they come for long weekends, or they only the week of Christmas, or they come for the week of Thanksgiving. Like it is tradition, like their parents brought them, they're now bringing their kids. And it's the same families every year. We know them all super well. Their kids are meeting each other. It's kind of cool. It's fun to see them generations later still doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think I was telling you, I grew up in northern New York and near the Adirondacks, and we had places similar to this too, but a lot of them had campsites on them. So my parents were
hardcore camping.
We were intense.
Yeah, we're
next to the lodge.
We're not quite that, but we insist on a room.
I am so thankful that you are not that.
We're loving yes, we're loving our Chestnut Lodge.
I was going to say, those bathrooms were redone actually last winter. So when I first came last year, around this time, they were just finishing them all.
Okay.
So that's actually, it's been fun to watch those rooms transform.
Which brings up a question that I had and had asked her.
Yeah.
Because everything here is trying to stay, I don't know what the term is now.
More historic.
More historic. What economic challenges do you find in running a lodge this size and keeping the ceiling fans and the original thermostats and wood-burning fireplaces in every room?
So we have modernized some of them. Like some of the front lawn cabins have actually switched over to gas fireplaces, which is easier for a lot of guests. Most people are like, I don't know how to build a fire anymore. And we're happy to help. Like maintenance and housekeeping, we're happy to help do those kinds of things. But it is kind of nice, it's a touch button for some people.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it is a challenge. Most people kind of forget we are that historic, rustic accommodations where we don't have elevators. We don't have air conditioning.
Right.
But for the most part, once you're here, it's not a huge, we had a couple in, mid-July this year when temperatures hit, the hundreds, that during the day from about 12 to 2, it can be a little uncomfortable. Yeah. But at night, it's almost always down in the low 70s or early, upper
beautiful.
60s. You don't need it.
Yeah.
And there are ceiling fans in all the rooms. Yeah, this time of year, I don't want air conditioning.
No, we're good.
Right. But there are ceiling fans in all the rooms. There are box fans in all the rooms.
Right.
It's never really been an issue once you're here because we do routinely stay about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than the bottom of the mountain. Okay. Like it can be snowing up here and not in Blacksburg.
Sure.
Let's talk about the special events that you can have here.
We kind of do the full range between small corporate events, corporate retreats. We've got all the recreation to go along with that, to the very big weddings. We're in Mary's Barn. That can actually hold up to 250 people for a wedding. Okay. So we do have some of the larger areas, but then of course, our specialist events would go back to our Dirty Dancing themed weekends because we are the home of Dirty Dancing.
Yes, that's right.
Which is one of the reasons that brought us here.
Yeah. Let's lead into that. Yes, Dirty Dancing was filmed, a few of the scenes here at Mountain Lake Lodge, and if you remember the scenes from Kellerman's, this is Kellerman's.
Yep, we are Kellerman's. We do transform into Kellerman's a couple of times this summer, so we always have theme weekends. They're always sold out. So I always recommend, as soon as we announce them, definitely book.
How far out do you announce them?
We announced for this year last August.
Okay, wow.
Like April is
already booked.
April's already almost sold out. Yeah, I think I have a handful of rooms.
Okay.
So is it always in August that you announce, or it's different if we're trying to tell viewers when they should be watching for these
I would definitely
events?
Start watching late summer, and then you guys will link all my contact information.
Yes,
Everybody's
absolutely.
always welcome to email me and say, hey, Meg, has this gone up yet? Like, can I book it yet? Happy to help.
Oh, great. How far in advance, like a special event or a wedding or maybe a retirement party, would they need to contact you?
Weddings, if you have like a particular date, it's going to be pop. A couple years ago when it was July 7th, 07, we had booked that one over a year and a half in advance. Okay. Like we are still already taking bookings for like 2021.
Okay.
We'll talk to you whenever. I know just a couple of weeks ago they booked one for, I want to say it was July. So, I mean, it's really all kind of in if you're a little flexible with your date.
Okay.
We're happy to help.
Excellent. Okay. Now, with those wedding packages, they can buy a package for that includes the bridal and party and all that, have the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, so there are 3 different levels on the website. We kind of have like a basic, a middle, and like the upper end. And then our wedding team is happy, super customized. Okay. We do elopements all the time where there's 5 people here.
Oh, that's so fun.
And so it's, it's the groom, the bride, maybe somebody's parents, and the officiant. And that's all it is.
Nice
and it's nice and cozy, and people love it, and they love the gazebo for it because you can put everybody inside, and the pictures are just beautiful.
Have you ever had people want to do a Dirty Dancing wedding?
I've not, but like I said, I've only been here about a year now, so I probably haven't seen it yet. But we do get quite a few proposals that happen on Dirty Dancing weekends, so when everybody's dressed up in character and the lights are all going in here, that we have had quite a few Johnnies propose.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's very nice. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what events are offered during the Dirty Dancing weekends?
Sure. So we do change them a little bit every year. So this year there's actually going to be like a Dirty Dancing themed scavenger hunt. We're going to have trivia all about the movie. And then on Friday nights there is a dance party in here, like with DJ. And Friday night is a costume contest. So you are encouraged to dress up as Johnny, Baby, or your favorite character.
Okay.
And it's really fun. And then on Saturday night, we have a red carpet. We actually roll out a red carpet. You can kind of take pictures in front of it. And a lot of people treat it almost as like an adult prom. Like, it's a really fun excuse to get dressed up.
How many people try to practice the lift?
We get a lot of like the run and jump and catch, which is great for me. I think the best ones come up is, the dads do it with their daughters. So it's like the 7-year-old like lifts it up, and they're very cute.
Which is very doable.
Yes.
Or if it was you.
I know. I watched Baby go down a few times in that behind the scenes thing, so I'm not willing to chant it at this point in my life.
Trust me, no.
So that brings up a question that I have. I know we've done a little bit of reading and research with the lake because the lake naturally ebbs and flows. And so right now it doesn't look at all like the movie scene.
No.
And I just had a question about, and I've asked a few people, but what are your thoughts, or what is the resort's thought on letting everything go naturally versus trying to interfere and make it intervene?
Several years ago, I don't have the exact date, a joint effort between Radford University, Virginia Tech, and us, they did actually try to fix it. They dumped truckloads of natural sediment into the lake to try to plug the natural drains that are in the bottom. Okay. It clearly didn't work.
Yeah, right.
And so, because we are a conservancy, we decided that, nature should take its course. We are all about preserving the natural. As you see, like, we've got all kinds of wildlife around and the bird feeders. We decided as a group that nature would take its course. Yeah. It has gone dry, it has filled back up, and we're kind of going with, it's really cool. In 30 years, like, your kids might not be able to walk on the lake because it should be back by then.
Right.
And so it's kind of the novelty of it, of look how cool, you doing something somebody hasn't been able to do for 60, 70 years.
That's pretty cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
So we now have to take a walk in the lake.
Yes.
And find the cinder blocks that still remain from the lift.
Yes.
Yep.
So another thing we wanted to talk about with this COVID-19 issue that we're facing right now, what are some of the precautions?
So our general manager actually addressed this. We sent out an e-blast to everybody who's coming in the nearest future, but obviously we want everybody to rest assured. Like, we're doing everything we can. The majority of our lodging is actually currently closed right now. So the only things that are open are Chestnut Lodge, where you guys are staying, and the Main Stone Lodge. And every year when the rest of our properties did open, we're always sanitizing everything. They've been closed for 3 months.
Okay.
You have to. Our housekeeping staff is obviously going through spaces more regularly. Like, so we are trying to disinfect and be mindful.
Sure.
And then obviously staff, we're hand washing. There's extra sanitizer going around. We want everybody to come and enjoy, but we are mindful of, we should wipe down this counter a little more often. And then our general manager, Heidi, she's been great. If you're not feeling well, please stay home.
Yes.
Kind of general good hygiene of, what, we are a really small, tight-knit staff, and please stay home. Keep your germs to yourself.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't spread the love.
Yes. So one time we, as a family, were like, we don't want you.
You had mentioned that you're closed for 3 months. Is that January?
Some of our historic properties will close. You guys are actually, this is our first weekend. We are fully open 7 days a week. Okay. So up until now, from about the first week in January through second week in March, we're actually closed Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And we're only open on the weekends. So that has helped a lot with actually being able to sanitize, because there's nothing to do but clean, which also kind of helps with transmission and all those kinds of things. But then, like, our historic cabins, as we mentioned, they were built in the mid-1900s. They weren't really designed for harsh winters because most people are just summering up here.
Right.
So we do actually close them in our Blueberry Ridge, and they'll reopen. Historic opens mid-April. Same with Blueberry Ridge.
That works out perfectly.
Yeah. So it should be kind of after all of it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We're all hoping.
Yeah.
I know. All right. One of the questions we did have is, this is nostalgic for me because I had grown up with similar surroundings.
Yeah.
What are you doing to attract the next generation?
So we're doing a lot more of like social media marketing, like obviously kind of the millennial generation and younger. It's all done on your phone. It's all done, got to be here in a heartbeat. Like if I can't find it, I'm not interested. Yeah. And so we've done a lot to mobile friendly all of our sites. Like, so we've got all the mobile optimization. So like if you search Dirty Dancing, we still come up, which is really cool.
Well, in the Netflix special, how...
The movies that made us.
Thank you. It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, so the movies that made us still surprising to me how many people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize the Kellerman's was a real thing. What do you mean I can go there? Of course you can. Have you been living under a rock? Come on. So it's been a lot of just outreach because a lot of people had Dirty Dancing passed down. Their moms loved it, so they passed it down. Mine didn't. That's okay. I mean, you still love it. It's still kind of one of those movies that, even today, like, it's still relevant. Like, people still love it. You watch it for the first time, you're like, it's so cool. It's so great.
Well, it still cracks me up that they said this movie that was made in the 80s, but set in the 50s, is still
relevant today.
Still so relevant today.
Yeah.
The story is. And there's so many messages in it. Yeah, everyone, I think, can receive a message out of it. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool being here. How can people find you? We talked about the website, social media, and we'll put all those links down below. And also make sure you check out the vlog on this podcast because I've taken a ton of photographs while we were here. Oh, I know. One of the things I wanted to talk about before we wrap it up is this is an absolutely awesome hiking destination. So all of my hiker followers out there, at the lodge itself, there are hiking trails that you can take off and go to.
So Bald Knob is the best to overlook. It's actually one of the highest peaks around. We're not quite on the Appalachian Trail, but we are like a 22-minute detour off of it to hit it, which is pretty cool. And then, so on property, there's over 22 miles of trails. So there's something for everybody. We have a couple that they're not paved, but they're like gravel roads. So they're perfect, like if you're not sure, I'm up to hiking. People say that, if you're from out west, you're like, these aren't mountains. But so it's really perfect for, like when my grandparents came to visit, they're like, well, we'd love to get out. And I don't know that going up an incline is really for them. So I took them out to our adventure center because that trail's about a half a mile and it's like graveled over, like it's fairly flat.
Okay. Right.
But they loved it because it really is something for everybody.
Exactly.
Which is
and
nice.
That's what I was going to ask as a follow-up.
Is
like for those of us who are not equipped to really hike, like some people, are there things...
I'm totally keeping that in.
Are there things for those of us who like to meander and not hike? And you just answered that.
No, there really is
I took
something.
her to Cascade Falls yesterday, and she's whining about that.
It was fine. And it wasn't a difficult hike. Even Cascade Falls was not a difficult hike for those of us who are not big hikers. I just like to give her a hard time because...
Well, I mean, at least the trip down, if you came straight down.
Yeah, we took the upper...
But I'm notorious with my friends up. We're going to go for a little hike today.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 2 miles there and 2 miles back. It's fine.
Right. But she'll say, oh, it's a little hike and it's straight uphill for 10 miles. Yes. And then you're like, wait, that's not a little hike. That's
the last one.
That's an Ironman.
Blueberry pancakes.
Yes.
Just be nice.
Yeah, so we're not quite that intense around here. Like, obviously, Cascade is close, and we super recommend it.
Right.
But for the most part, ours are only... The longest one is like a 7-mile loop because three of our trails connect literally all the way around.
But that's still a good distance if you are like a runner or you want to do the mountain trails.
Yep. It's a doable distance for someone who's not really into hiking, and it is also something that's still for people who are interested in
I love the fact that you can choose the level.
Right. Yes.
But you also have escape room here.
Yes.
Tell us some more. So
this year is actually really exciting. Our adventure guys, Jeremiah, who you've met, Austin, who's actually been off this weekend, they are wonderful in coming up with new ideas. We've had about a 60-minute escape room for the last year or so, and we kind of kept getting this weird, people like either love escape rooms or they hate them or they've never done it and they're not interested in trying. So we have 2 right now. They're working on a third. They're 15-minute escape rooms where people are so excited of, oh, come on, try it. It's only 15 minutes. It's really fun. So we had a Christmas one that was, could you get your name off the naughty list? We've got another one where you can you escape from jail? You get handcuffed to everybody. So
that's togetherness.
Yes, that's real togetherness up here.
I think that makes or breaks a trip, after escaping from jail with your family or friends.
But I mean, it's also nice for smaller group. You guys came as 3. Yeah. You guys could go enjoy the 15-minute escape room instead of a 60-minute where we're like, you can do it with 3.
We loved our 60-minute.
That's good.
Yeah, because we had some super intense people, and then we had some very calming spirits.
Yes, which was a good combination to solve it Thank you. Shout out to Jeremiah for a few hints we couldn't have made without.
I was going to say, you guys did escape in 60 minutes?
With 10 minutes left.
10 minutes to spare. We
Very nice.
Yes.
We had a really symbiotic group.
Good.
We did. They kind of, everyone, as soon as we got in there, figured out their roles really quickly,
Right.
and then we moved on it.
Good.
And then there were 6 of us, and I think 3 of us were the intense personalities kind of going, this is what we're going to do.
And then
Or maybe
3
we're 8, but yeah, we were
maybe,
8.
maybe, yeah.
But
Such a thing. Oh, it is, and he loves it. He loves running it. It's a lot. If you guys were to come back in peak season, then our adventure center is open, and so that one of the main draws up there is our treetops course. So it's actually like aerial adventures. There are aerial obstacles, and there's 5 zip lines mixed in.
Oh, so cool.
So it's actually a lot of. I took my little brother this past year when he was up visiting.
very
So
fun. And I thought there was like I saw there was like a skeet shooting.
Yep. So we
range as
have
well.
we've got skeet shooting, and we give lessons. So if you've never shot, you get a lesson and your rounds, and we actually chauffeur you up there and back.
Oh, cool.
So it's a whole lot of fun, and our guys are great. So that's a lot of fun.
You can get some rugged mountain fun.
You can. And then, you can always top off your trip by trying to shoot Bigfoot, because we have 3D archery, where it's actually like a 7.5-foot tall Bigfoot. If you were in the gift shop, he's tucked in the corner.
I saw
for you
him,
to
but
see.
I didn't know what he did.
I didn't understand.
I didn't make the
Bigfoot
connection.
reference,
Yeah.
but
Okay, now
Yeah.
it
Well,
makes
now we got to
sense.
come back and shoot Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm ready.
Kelly Kazik, I'm shouting out to you. Her husband's a huge Bigfoot fan.
Yes.
So this is a place for him.
This is a place for him,
Should
yes.
be a place
But so it's a lot of fun. And then for kids, we've got Bubble Ball, where you strap yourself into this inflatable ball, and it's all about trying to play
yeah.
soccer and
Right,
you
that's
bounce off
fun.
people, and they
Okay.
have a good time.
Cool.
So tell me the exact website name.
It is www.mtnlakelodge.com.
Okay, so that's where people can catch you on site, and you're on Instagram.
We are on Instagram
Facebook.
at mtnlakelodge.com.
Okay.
Or just lodge.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep.
They'll know.
I'll put them. I'll put the links all down below. It'll be good. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah, of
Megan,
course.
for
Thank you.
joining
It's been a
us
pleasure.
today. So
And
much fun.
If I haven't said it, the customer service here is amazing, and it's worth the trip to have interactions with the people who work here.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we really do enjoy it, and we want everybody to come and have a good time.
Yep.
And we love up here.
It's
How
a
could you
small
not?
business connection. Yes. So thanks so much for joining us today on Talking Travel with Wendy. We'll see you soon.